Thomas was waiting at Knapford Station for the all-clear to deliver his next shipment. As he waited, a little boy on the station platform walked up to him.
Are you Thomas the Tank Engine?
Said the boy.
I sure am, Timothy.
Said Thomas.
Wow,
Said Timothy.
you're the real Thomas the Tank Engine. The other children at school won't believe this.
Timothy looked at the car's couple to Thomas and asked,
Where are Annie and Clarabelle?
They're attending a media analysis seminar on the agency of female characters in children's media.
Said Thomas.
So I'm pulling carts full of potatoes today.
Potatoes?
Said Timothy.
My daddy told me that potatoes are used to make chips. Are you taking the potatoes to Maithwaite? Are they going to make them into chips for the carnival?
No, I'm taking these potatoes to the Brendam docks.
Said Thomas.
They're for the potato farmers on Misty Island.
Oh,
Said Timothy.
my daddy told me about them. He said they're refusing to work because they aren't getting enough food. Are you bringing them potatoes to eat?
Oh, we're going to give them potatoes, all right,
Said Thomas.
but not for eating.
What do you mean?
Asked Timothy.
When fired from a pneumatic cannon,
Thomas explained.
a potato can reach speeds well over 160 miles per hour. That's more than enough to fracture a human skull. You see, Timothy,
Actually, my name's Georgie.
Said Timothy.
a potato farmer who won't farm potatoes isn't very useful.
Thomas continued.
So we're going to serve those lazy spudnoshers a much bigger helping of their own favourite dish than they asked for.
They're going to shoot them at the farmers?
Stammered Timothy.
Indeed.
Confirmed Thomas.
But why not just give the potatoes to the farmers to eat?
Asked Timothy.
Because shooting them is much more efficient than feeding them.
Thomas explained.
If you give 10 farmers 3 potatoes every day, you would need 900 potatoes to feed them every month. But it only takes 1 potato to frighten 9 farmers into accepting just 1 potato a day, and then you only need 270 potatoes a month. That's 90% of the work for only 30% of the cost.
But why do we need to worry so much about how much they eat?
Asked Timothy.
Aren't they growing enough potatoes to feed everyone?
To feed everyone, sure.
Agreed Thomas.
But the Empire of Sodor needs as many munitions as it can get to supply our conquest of the jungle of Newell and maintain the occupation of Equestria and Fraggle Rock. We need those spuds to make the rest of the world a more useful place.
But we can't use all those potatoes to wage wars when our own people are hungry.
Protested Timothy.
That's bad. That's awful.
That's not a very useful way of thinking, Timothy.
Said Thomas ominously.
You're starting to sound like one of those commies from Keralot. I'd be careful if I were you. Because if you make too much of a fuss, well, just ask Henry what'll happen to you.
Timothy looked around and stammered.
Where is Henry?
Exactly. Have a very useful day, Timothy.